start with a round called Headliners. Here's a picture of the spectacular opening to the Olympic Games. But what does BGMC stand for?
Is it British Gas Managers Celebrate?
Is it British Games Much Crapper?
Is it bottled gas meets cigarette?
Is it Badger's Grenade Mouse Compound?
That's a very large mouse compound, isn't it? I didn't know the mice were capable of that, and it's all gone to nothing because of the badger's attack.
I didn't know the badgers were capable of that. That's appalling. They grenaded it.
The thing is,
this is truly an escalation.
The thing is, Dara, you anger a badger, it will do anything. I saw a pensioner punch a badger in the face. Within seconds, no skin.
I understand that, but I mean, the badger going and sourcing grenades is the bit I find particularly
I'll be honest with you, it was a joke. I'm now being held accountable for something.
I'm going to get this straight. You anger a badger to make it do anything? Because for years I've been playing them Barry White. And...
We once had a badger run over outside the house.
You had him run over?
No,
what kind of...
There was a badger.
What kind of butler have you got?
A badger
Have him run over for me. We shall sit in a throne and watch this.
You're like the godfather of the vermin world.
A badger was run over outside the house, and my parents were staying, and this badger obviously had to be killed, put down, to put it out of its pain. And all my father could find was a big stick. So he went outside and he had to hit the badger repeatedly with this big stick. And this is remembered by my son, because it was explained to him like this, as the time Grandad made the badger better with the stick.
Are you sure that's actually what happened?
At the point the badger has been run over, and then this old guy comes up and tries to finish it off with a stick.
It freaks my dad out, actually, thinking about it. It's horrible.
Your dad gets badger flashback.
Just black and white and white and black and black and white and then red! Black, white, red all over.
Turn off Wind in the Willows! Turn off Wind in the Willows! While we're here, has anyone been to Sedgemoor Splash?
No, is it good?
It's great. Well, it's quite naff, but I did a gig in Bridgend. We're in very different worlds, you and me. And I did this gig, and I went, oh, I went to Sedgemoor Splash, it was good. And this bloke went, good? It's the biggest flume in the West. That's pride I can relate to.
Don't go on there! That'd be the biggest flume in the West!
Go on there! I genuinely, because I couldn't find Wookie Hole, that's why I went there, and I sort of wound the window down and go...
Oh, but that's one of the biggest holes in the West.
That's why I was going there. Well, I said, excuse me, mate, do you know where Wookie Hole is? And he went, don't want to go there, mate. It's overrated. And just kind of wandered off like that.
If you ever get the chance, go to a safari park in Scotland, because there's nothing quite like the look on the face of a lion that's got to live in Scotland. Oh, this rainy season is going on forever. It's like an animal version of the Shawshank Redemption. I took my pal's wee boy, right, he's about 6, and it's all just horrible, and at the end there's like a wee otter, and he's sort of making a bit of noise, and I was going, oh, look, he's saying hello to us. And this park keeper came up and went, no, he's pining for his mate. She died last week. That's him crying.
But let me merely say this. Borth Animalarium in West Wales, just next to Aberystwyth, right, is a zoo entirely composed of animals rejected by other zoos. And they're all in segmented cages, so you can't put the pygmy marmosets from, you know, one zoo next to others, because they will literally tear each other's heads off, right?
What technically is the difference between a zoo and an animalarium?
I think the other zoos ganged up and said, you may not call yourself a zoo, right? We will give you these animals that you can use as long as you never, ever call yourselves a zoo.
I went to a bird zoo in Tunisia, and there was no roofs on any of the cages and no fucking birds.
The genius is, that is entrepreneur. Anyone could set that up, right? I could do one in my back garden and go, well, we don't believe in trapping the birds. What animal has caused tensions to rise within the Conservative Party recently?
Is it
it a cat?
It was a cat, yes, it was a cat. This is a cat with its owner, Camilla Sawyer and Frank True. Any idea why May the cat was so important?
Yes, basically, this was the whole idea that a judge had said he could only stay in the country because he owned a cat.
He being Camilla Sawyer, the man on
Turned out it was obviously a lie, and it's important that we shatter that myth. Otherwise, in fact, everybody coming into this country will be trying to buy a cat because, in fact, they can stay here.
Yes, who told the lie?
Theresa May.
Theresa May, yes.
We have, in fact, 10 million cats already in this country, and they kill 300 million creatures a year, including 55 million birds. They are evil bastards.
Cats do show a level of commitment. When we had a cat when I was a kid, right? This cat ate a ball of nylon string. It was when it was about 3 years old, and the string unravelled in its stomach and came out in its poo, right? Which meant that whenever it pooed, it came out like a string of sausages. I was very young, but all I can remember every morning is my dad with a pair of scissors going... That's going to go on for months. I don't know, just lifted it.
I just explained it. Camilla Sawyer is a Bolivian who fought deportation after committing a crime.
He was up for deportation partially because he stole from Debenhams. And that's a bit unfair. You can't get more British than stealing and looting.
What did he steal? What did he steal?
He stole a porcelain cat.
He did.
One of those ones that could wave bye-bye to him. He left at the airport.
I used to farm cats, and let me tell you, their eggs don't taste nearly as chocolatey as they look.
The answer is chickens, nurses and rain. What is the question?
Is it, what does Heston Blumenthal put in a trifle?
Is it name 3 things?
Is it what are the most used sound effects in the radio drama Monsoon Poultry Hospital?
There's been another monsoon for the chickens! Why are all the actors Scottish in Monsoon Poultry Hospital? Doctor, I think this chicken is drowning!
All the things that my gran says are stealing her money when I go and visit her in the care home.
OK, what's the correct answer?
Name 3 things you won't find in a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
OK, correct.
Is it what are the opening stage directions in the television drama Monsoon Poultry Hospital?
Chickens, nurses, rain, a man walks through the fog.
Well, this is the hospital I'm working in now, is it?
What was the name of Foghorn Leghorn's controversial early career porn film?
I'm sorry, I want to do more chicken hospital. Clear bark! We've lost him. We've lost him. That's finishing off the chicken at the end of it.
Doctor, get me the beaster.
In other news, what might we be facing this winter?
Winter.
Yes. That is genuinely the big news this week. Apparently winter will be coming this winter, and we should watch out for that. Because it might come as a huge surprise to people.
They're worried about this lack of solar activity because they're saying that the same last year. We had a very cold December, coldest for 100 years. A lot of our airports were closed, whilst, in fact, the airports in Alaska and Moscow were still open. So they're saying what we should get is a heated runway. And you're thinking, environmentally, that's got to be terrible, but also it'd be dangerous, wouldn't it? If they're worried about all those birds flying up into the engines, think about it, a heated runway, there'd be cats curled up all the way around.
The other thing we used to do with my cat...
It wasn't wait till it had a particularly big shit and do some skipping.
Yeah. But my parents used to take it for a walk. They used to take it for a walk on a lead, on a 30-foot washing line.
Is that what he swallowed?
Yeah.
Beginning to fit.
I always dread to ask this, where do they take him on the little walk?
Oh, we took it everywhere. We took it on holiday. It went up, it climbed Penny Ghent in the Yorkshire Dales.
Well, don't forget, this is on the end of a line. It wasn't because it willingly was. Basically, you're climbing it and dangling underneath you.
Did you ever get to the point when there was a washing line halfway into the cat and then halfway out, so the cat had basically 15 metres of... And then you...
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the royal family.
Oh, I hate looking at houses. Yes, well, hopefully this next property will really float your boat, Your Majesty. It's difficult downsizing, but the owner may take an offer. It's been on the market since 1584. It's damp and it's got no roof. Oh, what a waste of a morning. I could be shooting an osprey. By the way, you've got a meringue on your head. Oh, look, there's a goat. Oh, that makes me feel peckish. Where are we staying? In the Premier Inn. Could you have that delivered to the Premier Inn? Room 256. Oh, a shed load of pita bread. Thank you. Where is Philip? Where is he? I need to talk to him about the ensuite. I think you may be talking to a man about a goat, Your Majesty. Oh, for God's sake, not again. So, anyway, tell me about this castle. Does it have a dungeon? We need somewhere to keep Fergie. Oh, yes, they're bloody tasty. Slice them thinly, bit of chilli sauce. Problem is, catching them, you have to drop on them from above. Yeah. I've been banging on about goats again. No, not who? Me? No, not at all, no. Do you like goats? Oh, my God, there's another one. They're everywhere. They're like Albanians. Yes. Oh, goodbye, everyone. Sorry about my husband. Do you like the property? Well, I don't know. Have you asked them the question? Go on, ask them the question, please. Do I have to? Oh, all right. Is it near a kebab shop?
None of us can claim complete cleanliness in terms of tax avoidance, particularly if you're self-employed anyway, because there were schemes that were picked up, film investment schemes, for example, that a lot of people had put money into. I myself, and Phil, we just have to say this, I'm part of a film investment scheme. I put all my savings into the big budget production of Monsoon Poultry Hospital. I think it's right. Well, you're involved as well. I mean, because I play the role of Morag the nurse. Monsoon Poultry Hospital. I think we're going to make a lot of money back. It's me and you are involved.
It's nice to know where the budget for this show goes.
I want to note, by the way, how well I look as a nurse. Surprisingly fitting. Big shoulders.
You've got a hint of the readers' wives about you.
If you turned up at my bed in a hospital, I'd discharge myself.
Listen, I have no surprise, no doubt you'd discharge yourself. Where was Gordon Brown for the weekend?
Oh, he was in Italy for the G8.
He was indeed.
Which is not to be confused with the G20, which is the group of 19 industrial nations and the EU, or the G45, which is a group of hypoallergenic countries.
It was fantastic to see Gordon Brown looking incredibly uncomfortable as he met Berlusconi. Berlusconi's sort of like an old-style fixer. Hey, you want pussy, Brown? You want some blow? You want blow? No, I'm just here to talk about trade. You want a boy? I get you a boy, Brown. I get you a girl. I get you a boy, girl. 4 arms, 4 legs. It's like making love to a man spider. You want me to get rid of Cameron? I get rid of Cameron, Brown. I make it look like suicide, like he fell in love with the man spider. I turn in Spanish. That's how much I love you, Gordon, baby.
He's just moved to Morocco, isn't he?
It looks like the world's first conjoined quintuplets on their epic Everest climb.
Brown looks like he's got Hannibal Lecter's leather mask on. You couldn't Photoshop his face to look any weirder than that. That's how he actually looks.
Look at Angela Merkel's face. You look at then Gordon Brown's face, almost looks like he's been goosing her, and that's why she's pulling the face that she's pulling.
Wait a minute. What's goosing? Goosing? I don't know what goosing is.
Well, it's basically when you play with their tatty bow jangles.
To be fair, nice intra-series reference there. No, goosing is more is like a goose would peck you, so it's basically honk.
All right. How did goose fill them up then? Is this a regular thing?
No,
oh, hello. Of course you have.
No.
Well, trying to smell boys' rooms and a goose came from behind me.
I was bitten in the testicles by a goose.
Well, hang on. Well,
So I'm not the only one?
Let's put the G8 to one side and explain that then. What happened?
I was by a pond. My children were playing by the pond. They upset a goose. They ran away. I didn't notice. The goose bit me in the testicles. Really hard.
What do you do afterwards?
Kids love you, don't they?
It was very funny.
Did you get him back?
What, the goose?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to bite it in the testicles. How'd you get a goose back? Cook it? What do you do?
I think he had his comeuppance, to be honest.
I think in the long run you probably win.
In the long run, what would being human?
By outliving the
all
goose.
that kind of stuff.
When the goose is about to die, you turn up and go, "Hello, Mr. Goose, we meet again." Who is the winner now? The goose's head.
To be honest,
Like so.
I'd have turned him into a doorstop if he'd bit my nads. I'd stretched him and put him across the floor like that.
You just make everybody cry if you
Nobody
did
bites
that.
my balls, Dora. Nobody bites my balls.
You and the Watley's gang
It's
would have
almost
slaughtered
like
them.
people weren't that interested in the G8. 5 minutes into the discussion, Hugh's talking about a goose and you're shouting, "Nobody bites my balls."
What has been revealed about elephants this week?
Elephants are like human beings in that they flirt and they have arguments.
They flirt.
They flirt. Elephants flirt. There are elephant chat-up lines and everything.
What, you could phone up and an elephant would
No,
bellow?
not a
would
chat.
bellow erotic messages down the phone?
Not an elephant chat.
I think elephants are overprotected. Well, it's easy for me to say from my ivory tower.
It was worth it just to get to that joke. OK, the next topic is animals. Frankie boy.
You heard this thing that the human female has exactly the same pheromone scent as an orangutan female? It was news to me. I'll never wear a blindfold again. They told me she was a Geordie. Incidentally, there are only 2 ways to have sex with an orangutan. Carefully and every which way but loose. I hate pets. People with pets. Having a pet is just basically saying, I have tried to find love among my own species. Is there anything sadder than seeing someone with a dog picking up dog shit? I suppose maybe someone without a dog. I don't know how long I could be a vet before I got bored and started shagging stuff. I'd shag an owl, because whatever position you took it from, you could always get eye contact. Or shag a kitten. You know, could you imagine having sex with something that you actually wanted to cuddle afterwards?
Frankie there addressing the topic of animals.
How long ago were the Indians aware that they were going to have to build the Commonwealth Games?
That is absolutely right. Very good. Well done. Yes, the question I was looking for was how much time has Delhi had to prepare for the crisis-hit Commonwealth Games, which reports claim are still not ready. The city won the right to host the Games in 2003, but the build-up to the event has been plagued by fears that facilities and accommodation might not be completed on time and to a safe standard. So what's been going wrong?
Well, the ceiling of the weightlifting area collapsed. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it? And there he is. He's holding up 200 kilograms and the roof!
That is, yes, that's one of them. Anything else, go?
People were making the distinction between filth and excrement. That's not a reassuring distinction to me, is it? Is that excrement? My bed is bobbing around and don't worry, mate, that's just filth. Oh, fine. Wait for you when it's time to swim to the venue.
I think, though, for the Commonwealth Games, this presents a unique opportunity for boxers. It'll be the one and only time they can start off the competition as a heavyweight and by the end of the competition be fighting as a featherweight. That little bucket by the side of the ring is going to have seen more action than they've ever expected before. No!
Did you do what they had removed from one of the rooms in the Athletes' Village?
A snake.
A snake, a cobra, was in one of the bedrooms in South Africa. And they said, I don't know why you're worried, we gave you a basket and a small horn. You play the horn and the cobra will go back into the basket. A cobra! Like, that's a valid safety complaint, surely.
But it's a double whammy as well. You get bitten by a cobra, they give you an anti-venom, and then they disqualify you for having an illegal substance in your bloodstream.
What animals have been brought in?
Camels.
No, not camels, no.
Penguins.
Not penguins.
Bears.
No, monkeys.
Is it a narwhal?
It's not a narwhal. Stop naming random animals, right?
Is it a muskrat?
It's not a muskrat. I've already said the word monkeys while you carried on naming it.
Is it monkeys?
It's monkeys. Well done, yeah. It is monkeys. Trained monkeys have been brought in. Langur monkeys are called. And what are they there to do?
Move in sofas.
Yeah.
No.
Sell T-shirts.
No, they're there to stop other monkeys getting into the...
They're monkey bouncers.
They're monkey bouncers. They've got a list of other monkeys.
Your species isn't down, you're not coming in.
Sorry.
Why are they wearing...
And if you don't back away, I will fling shit at you, all right?
Because the plumbing's rubbish. They're there to test in case the baths are too hot. If they get in and they go... It could be neither, to be honest.
I was trying to think of what is the worst event, right, to do if you've got the shits, right? And I thought weightlifting. That has got to be the worst, isn't it? You know, you push up the whole idea that every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
On travel news, of the greatest travel story of the week was Tina the tortoise. Tina the tortoise lost a leg, so they attached a rear wheel to the back of Tina's shell.
That's the tortoise equivalent of Davros, the master of the Daleks.
When that tortoise comes to die, that's going to muck up archaeologists in thousands of years' time, isn't it? We don't remember evolution producing this one.
What happens if that tortoise is set upon and someone steals the wheels and you find it up on bricks?
Do you think the hare is going to feel cheated? He's not going to go for his nap now, is he?
You've then got the speed worked out, because presumably the wheel could go an awful lot faster than him. He could just find himself in the wrong gear.
I don't think it's a motorised wheel. I think it's just a
Is it a
loose wheel.
tortoise hot rod?
It's not. He's not on Nitro. He goes Nitro, and then the big engine blast at the back. Little legs going like that.
The thing is, he's actually got a blue light underneath as well.
Do you think he low jacks as well? It's going on. Shh. Yeah. I'm Tina. Yeah.
What's his name? Is it Tina?
Tina. Her name is Tina.
There's no way that Tina's going to be able to hide from people she doesn't like anymore. You know, because before you can hide in your shell, that could be anyone. Tina, we know it's you. You've got a wheel. All right, Dave. How you doing? Not bad.
It's a very, very complex social network that tortoises are.
Every time the thing reverses, it's going to go beep.
To be honest, it's going to make fuck all difference to that tortoise. You said he doesn't know what's going on. It barely moves anyway. They're going to put it in a box at Christmas and it'll die.
Well, there you go.
It certainly can't see the back of it, can it?
Thank you, Frankie, for steamrolling our gentle whimsy there. For taking our sweet little commentary about Tina and how this has changed her life and just going, Tina will die like the rest of us.
Tortoises don't hibernate, they live to one. Basically, is what I've discovered.
Really?
Well, he's going by Blue Peter.
No, they don't. I remember reading a story. They live for years.
Not the ones that Frankie has.
Christmas time again. Daddy, I loved him.
You've got to get used to the concept of death, Pet.
Uncle Frankie, can you get me a frisbee? In a minute.
But does this mean, though, if one of the parents accidentally Tina dies, right? Do they have to go to a pet shop, buy a similar-looking tortoise, get rid of the leg, stick another wheel on the corner?
It's that they're not supposed to be put in a cardboard box full of hay. Maybe their natural environment is different than a cardboard box. Because they generally die.
You keep trying to teach us that tortoises die, and we refuse to believe you. We think they go on forever, Frankie. You're going to bring one in next season and go, look at it, it's not moving anywhere.
Let's get a show pet next season, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I guarantee you it'll die in the middle of episode 1.
You should have, like, I should say, and by the way, before we start headlines, round 1 of the first series, I'd introduce you to the Mock the Week giraffe, who'll just be wandering around the studio randomly for the rest of the season. Hello, Necky. And then you'll just see him behind there, just slowly, and then bang! Right to the middle of scenes we'd like to see. A dead giraffe will come slumming through the screen.
You laugh, but that would be a better show.
Absolutely.
Who gives a fuck about the news, really?
It'd be great to see a bonobo chimp rip through that screen during one of the stand-up bits. I'll tell you what I think about the government. Oh, hello! Tearing the contestant's limb from limb.
Just Frankie's like that. No, Frankie!
They've got to learn.
The next topic is unlikely excerpts from a nature documentary.
Do you see this little fella here? I'm having to whisper because this woman's husband is in the room next door.
This beautiful hummingbird is no match for my squash racket.
And I'm having to whisper because this bear has got me in a headlock.
Penguin with his head trapped in a beer can. Tragic and yet somehow hilarious.
And I'm stood here in the jungle in my bathrobe because my luggage is still at Heathrow.
Welcome back to Pimp My Hippo.
And here we have 2 insects shagging away.
Out of the water climbs a majestic otter who turns... Oh, no, it's a dog.
And yes, the lion's after the impala, and the lion's got the impala. Tuck in, my son. Lion 1, impala 0.
I'm the ghost of Steve Irwin, and welcome to Animals Kill the Daftest Bastards.
Which pundit has managed to have a 100% success rate?
Paul the Octopus.
Is he your friend?
You can have them if you want. I don't think I have any. I don't think, unless another octopus story appears in the news, I'm not sure what use it would be to have a plastic octopus.
You could put him on your face and pretend to be part of Doctor Who.
Oh, no, no. There'd be more. It's Alien.
Oh, let's be honest, we were talking about pranks earlier. That would be a good one to play.
That would be a good prank, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Sellotape it to your face.
Yeah.
Not where you've got it at the moment.
No, that's more... It'd be a hell of a codpiece, though, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, you can't see it. That's it. That's right there. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah,